I think we're live already. So
Yeah,
broadcasting
fantastic.
live. Sorry. Yeah. So hi everyone. Sorry for we're having some technical issues here in the Cyprus office. You won't be able to see me, but as long as you can hear me and see Lachlan, that's what matters. We're just having a very quick chat about the markets. I think he will fill you in. So have a nice session, and hopefully by the time you're done, we will be able to fix the video settings. Thank you.
Perfect. Celine, thank you. Alrighty, hi guys and girls, Lockie here. Hope you are magic. Yes, there is a technical issue, guys. So I had a similar issue a couple of weeks ago. G'day, Kev. How are you? I had a technical issue, guys, a couple of weeks ago where it looked like Zoom decided it wanted to do an update, literally wanted to do an update. And when you said, no, I don't want to do an update, there's Zoom gets very angry at you. So suffice to say, guys, it's all good. And again, as I say every week, as a big thank you to TTP. Right, so sure, technical issue today, but that's okay, guys. We can get on with it. Again, life. I'll just project some slides for you there. Guys, life over the internet, when you're relying on the internet working and all of that kind of stuff, it can obviously can. There can be some technicalities. There's no doubt about that at all. So, guys and girls, welcome. We'll get started. We've got a fair bit to go through. So, welcome to everybody, guys. My name is Lockie. I'm going to be taking you through the session today, guys. The market was very, very positive earlier today for those that are just waking up. So, good morning, guys. For those in Europe, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. So the good evenings are for those that are in Hawaii. Good night for those that are in the US. But either way, guys, there's been some very positive talk, very, very positive talk over the last sort of 4 to 5 hours regarding the Chinese trade tariff discussions. So the market was very buoyant, very, very positive. And then the White House has just put out an announcement. Guys, only about 2 hours ago, actually, look at the charts, actually around about 45, 50 minutes ago, saying Trump is going to make a very, very big announcement before he travels to Saudi Arabia. And it's very, very good news for the American people. It's very bad news for anyone who's in America and is corrupt. Now, as a result of that, the market is now selling down. So suffice to say, Asia was very positive, guys, and we're coming into a little bit of negative sentiment out there in the world. So again, as I put in my slides for everybody today. So hello for those that are watching us on YouTube and for those that are watching us on all the social medias. I do think, and I do say this in the live trading room almost every week. May I suggest the next 2 to 3 years is an incredible opportunity for you to make a large amount of money out of the geopolitical induced volatility in the market. So I do think it's going to be good fun. So that's what we're going to focus on today. So first and foremost, guys, we've got four what we call CCNs or customer caution notices. I do need to run you through, guys. Firstly, we need to talk about both futures and CFDs involve risk, guys. There's two risks in trading. There's a risk of making money and also losing money. Because we are trading on margin, that means we borrow a little bit of money every time we take a trade. That means the risk of making money is higher. Sounds pretty good. The risk of losing money is higher. That doesn't sound very good. As a result, we are professional risk controllers, right? Now, everything you're going to see today, guys, is information of a general nature only. Guys, the past performance of all financial products, particularly in Australia, guys, the UK and Singapore are no longer allowed to be used as an indication of future performance. Guys, and finally, we are trading over the internet today. So as much as we are blessed to be able to do that from anywhere in the world that you choose, guys, that's got a reasonable internet connection. The fact being is that there is a market risk factor. And that factor is that I might call a trade entry, I might call a trade exit, targets and stops and similar things because of the vulnerability of the internet. Occasionally, you may not be filled. Guys, where I want you to be filled. The flip side of that, guys, you may quite often get a better fill, right? So this market risk factor doesn't always have to be negative. Now, guys, who am I? My name is Lockie. So for those I haven't met before, hello. I hope you are absolutely brilliant. Basically, I'm the head coach at Samurai Day Trading out of Singapore. I wrote all of the indicators. I wrote all of the strategies that are used by Samurai. I started my trading journey on the 1st of August 2007. I started my first trading school on the 1st of August 2009 because there were, at that point in time, in my humble opinion, no decent or honest trading schools in Australia. As I transitioned to Singapore November 2023, transition to Singapore November 2023, guys, and we're obviously growing a very, very quickly growing trading school out of Singapore. Singapore is an absolutely incredible place, guys, to base a company for those that understand how Singapore works. Now, guys, I spent 15 years in the regular army. I'm a husband, a father, a uni lecturer, and I'm a big fan of adrenaline sports. So that is me in a nutshell. I have an opportunity now to educate more than 2,500 traders, guys, in 22 countries. Some of those traders, guys, so not everyone is successful in the game of trading, there is no doubt. Some people do move on to be super, super, super successful, guys. So I have actually produced a number of fund managers, a number of fund traders, and also a number of funded private traders, guys, which is always good fun. Now, guys, since 2009, what we're going to do is we're going to let the market do the heavy lifting. What does that mean? We're going to let the market generate the signal for us. We're going to focus on the 12 things that are over there on the left-hand side of the slide, guys. Most importantly, I'm going to focus on the 4 wows, guys. CSA, for those that are brand new to what we do, CSA standing for candlestick analysis. Now, with that said, guys, we're going to be running across 10 signal sets today. They are all pure price movement based signals. So for those of you that are into pure price movement strategies, that's all that we use. We have a number of indicators that allow us to enhance or expedite, I should say, our decision-making process. As a result, we can run at a very high strike rate, which many of you are no doubt aware, guys, is the foundation for a very, very solid risk control, but also a very, very solid foundation for building trading psychology. Now, guys, when we get the screens in, or when we jump in the screens, the charts will be loaded as they are on the screen for you there. Most importantly, guys, the bottom charts are reference charts for the top charts. NASDAQ being the most popular in the live trading room, followed by the S&P and also the FTAX are fairly well even. Now, guys, recently I ran a masterclass on stair stepping and how to read the market really, really well. Guys, that was really, really well accepted by lots and lots and lots of people. Again, we had a public holiday recently, guys, in Europe. So again, I got an opportunity to run that. Guys, that was really, really well accepted. So thank you for all the guys. Thank you for all the feedback on that. It was good fun. Now, guys, this is what to expect. Ultimately, this is the European Open, guys. So again, we're going to be looking for around about 12 to 15 trades. I'll be looking for short and long range targets. As typically, those people that are going for short and long range targets are using split contracts. So if anybody needs that explained, guys, please do reach out. I will give you a risk control point, guys, on every single trade. And what we will be doing, guys, the one-to-one risk to reward thing, every single trade we take, we're going to be targeting a risk to reward of greater than 1-to-1 for those people that are experienced. Guys, it'll be less than 1-to-1 for those people that are brand new to trading. For those that are new to trading, guys, it's more important. Lucky black square. That'll be the camera, mate. So I'll turn the camera off. In fact, let me try that for you now, mate. If I turn the camera off, it should actually fix the problem. So one of the downsides of having a logo on the top right-hand corner is the camera by default covers it up. If I turn the camera off, guys, which I don't mind doing, we've said hello. So if I turn the camera off, you'll probably find it becomes, yep, perfect. It becomes a little bit clearer. So guys, now again, targeting 1-to-1, we will target 1-to-1 on every trade. Just be aware, guys, it's more important at this point in time, if you're brand new to trading, to get lots of small winning trades than it is to get massive winners. Guys, in time, what we'll do is coach you on how to chase the massive winning trades. The fastest way to do that, guys, would be jump into the market. Guys, you've got a short range first target. You then reduce your risk so you can't lose any money on the trade. And then it becomes basically a game, guys, of how much money you can make out of the trade. It's quite a fun game, to play. Now, guys, if you are into trading, guys, a number of the TTP clients have come across, particularly to trade the US close live trading room. Guys, so if you do want to do that, they normally pick up more trades than we do because the market is moving faster. They also go for far larger targets, guys. If you're not a member of Samurai, guys, there's free membership available to everybody. Guys, just jump on the website and grab the free membership. If you want to jump in the LTR, you can jump in the live trading room, guys, as a subscriber to the LTR series. And what it means, guys and girls, is you get us every day, at least twice a day. Guys, down that live trading room, guys, at the moment, we run it for two-hour sessions per day. It's about to run to a 23-hour per day trading room, guys, otherwise known as a virtual LTR. And that's going to mean that we've got a lot of traders that want to trade the US pre-market, US open, post US lunch move and US close. You'll be able to do all of those, guys, in the virtual LTR, which will be really, really good fun. So, guys, and speaking of that, why do we use a live trading room, guys? Simply because, in my humble opinion, having done this since 2007, supported traders typically become better traders. So what does that mean, guys? Our success in the live trading room means your success. A key point I'd like to highlight to everybody is we don't, at Samurai, we don't do any marketing, guys, at all whatsoever. We don't generally have to market, because people that start making money normally say, wow, these guys know what they're doing. And guys, our primary sort of way that we're expanding the company is by personal referral only, which is very, very exciting. So in the charts today, guys, it'll be profit first. We'll do education second. So in the last 15 minutes, if you've got any questions, please do ask. We will be running it over a 90% strike rate today. We've been doing that, guys, since 2009. So there's no surprises there. If you do want to check out some of our trades of the day, guys, so our best trades of the day, you can go to YouTube, guys, to the Samurai Day Trading channel on YouTube, guys. I've also got a personal Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, my Instagram is i.love.trading. So literally i.love.trading. Guys, you can jump on that as well. Quite often I'm posting the trades of the day, guys, from YouTube across onto Instagram as well. Now, let me push the button, guys. We'll bring up our charts. I just want to confirm that we can definitely see charts. All my little filters are telling me that we can. Right, so if you guys can see charts, we should be ready to rock and roll. Awesome. Hello, Remy in Western Australia. Now, guys, right as I come in, there is a long setting up. Guys, there is, in fact, look at this. There's a long setting up, guys, on both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ simultaneously. Okay, so again, if you do trade the European pre-market, guys, which is right now, this little signal there for you, guys, it's live on the chart there. Okay, that little signal is a static bar reversal long. It's got a -6 rating on it, as it means it's a very, very strong signal going back the other way. All right, you see these little black diamond deltas, guys, that are being pasted on the candle here. They are all very, very high probability buying signals. Guys, very, very, very high. You see those little black diamonds on the candle there. Now, I did mention, guys, as we were getting ready before, I was talking to Celine, guys, at TTP. She basically said, Lockie, what do you think? Guys, what do you think everyone's going to have to do today to be successful in the game of trading? Guys, it never changes, right? Never changes. For the NASDAQ and S&P 500 traders, principally, guys, the NASDAQ traders, you're going to be looking for dual market signals, all right? Now, what does that mean? It means you're going to have an identical signal on the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ at the same time. Guys, effectively, what's going to happen today, based on the volume, guys, what we call a volume balance in the market, what will happen today is the NASDAQ traders are going to be looking to the S&P 500 traders for guidance. Now, what does that ultimately mean? As it means that we're looking for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ to create very, very similar signals at the same time. For those that want to go for a short range, high value target, you'll be on the S&P 500. For those that want to go for a long range, high value target, you guys are going to be on the NASDAQ. Obviously, the NASDAQ is more volatile than the S&P 500. In fact, at this stage, guys, the NASDAQ is 5 times more volatile. Daniel, how are you? So five times more volatile. That means it's probably going to go 5 times the distance. Right? So therefore, again, great little point. So guys, as we come into the open session today, guys, I note that again we've got a bit of volatility off the back of these Trump announcements. What does it ultimately mean, guys? The S&P 500 has literally ran out of steam at the 233 fib extension, combined by the evil twins. All right, so this is a really lovely spot, guys, for the S&P 500 to fail. Guys, what does it ultimately mean? The NASDAQ is probably going to fail just because the S&P 500 has. Right now, I did put a note on my charts here, guys, right here. Okay, so please note that the NASDAQ may obey the S&P 500 today. We've got to watch the volume, right? Because we have what's called a volume balance in the market. The NASDAQ traders will be looking to the S&P 500 for guidance. Guys, if you need proof of that, we've just had a stunning S&P 500 trade. It's been reflected on the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ traders are often racing to the high side. Now, that does bring up to 2 points. As this little black line I've got in the S&P 500 for you here, it's a very, very strong 60-minute short. So we're in a situation at this point in time where the 60-minute short is triggered. The 60-minute traders have actually run the market down to a very, very key Fibonacci level. Ultimately, guys, if the 60-minute short fails to go down for the next 3 to 4 hours, which it looks like it's failing already, guys, we may be loading a 60-minute chart swing trigger long. All right, so a swing trigger long would be more in alignment with the general energy of the market today, which is very positive based on the Chinese-US trade negotiations. So same with the NASDAQ, guys. We're in a 60-minute short already. If the 60-minute short burns out, we're looking for long-range longs, right? So this comment little here, guys, if the 60-minute short fails to really send the market catapulting to the downside, guys, we're looking for swing triggers long, all right? That's otherwise known as an STL. I do want to highlight, guys, to everyone, if I can, both US markets are already 3 phases long on the 60-minute charts. Effectively, that means we've already stepped long. We were basically due for a correction. That correction has occurred. Now we're basically building back up to key selling points again on both of these markets. All right. So how do we interpret that? If the NASDAQ buyers, guys, run up here, they stick their head above the R1 and then fail, you guys can pick up these older reversal signals over here on the left-hand side. The ones that I would pay most attention to, guys, you've got the static bar reversal short candles, this -4. Can everyone see the -4 rated SBR? Just underneath there is a really, really lovely entry point. What I need you to do is draw your Fibonacci down to catch them on the way up. And if you get a dual Fibonacci failure, guys, with one of these signals, particularly if Europe shoots up on open, then turns around and comes back down again, then we're going to be looking, guys, to short. We're going to be looking to short the American markets, guys, back into these 60-minute shorts. And if the 60-minute shorts hold, guys, we're looking to try and hold those shorts for as long as we possibly can. Literally as long as we possibly can. Now, that being said, Steve has always got some really good info. Steve, yes. Yes, 216. Yeah, let me just, guys, I'm just going to go to the slightly larger charts. All right, so we'll drop to the daily chart. What I've got on the daily chart is these guys. So again, what Steve is suggesting, guys, is we've got above this blue 90% here, but these guys are now pushing up into a potential failure point up here. Right? So we've got a number of really, really key daily failure points. Now my levels, guys, I just double check my levels are correct. They look pretty good at this point in time. Once it pushes over the level, it will take off. 30-minute chart NQ is just down and retesting FVG and should now push long level. Yes, exactly. All right. So I agree. I agree with Steve. What it ultimately means, guys, okay, the market's going to do 2 things. All right. Now, again, I'm not going to sound like a rocket scientist when I say this. The market will either go up or down. Okay. What does that ultimately mean? If we were to sell down, g'day Ron, how are you? If we were to sell the market down on the open, right, so if the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 sell back down, particularly if the NASDAQ gets anywhere near that 76 fib, nice, down the bottom of the chart there. If we get anywhere near that, or we spike through the 233, and then we get a black diamond delta, like that one there going back the other way, that will be the institutions detecting that the sellers are failing, and they're going to turn around and they're going to come back fast. Okay, Natasha, how are you? Hope you're awesome. Now, what we're looking for, guys, as I said before, is because we've got that volume balance going on with the NASDAQ and S&P, it's over to the S&P. So guys, if the S&P sells down on European Open and gets stuck at key S&P levels, then we're looking for long-range longs, right? Long-range longs. If we do break above, guys, if we do break above this Fibonacci here, all right, so if we do get a bit of a buy on, if we get above that 90%, which I've got there at 216, I'll just double check that is correct. You know what, guys, it could be a bit tighter, okay? It could be a little bit tighter. Let me just bring it in a little bit further. Let me bring it a little bit further. Okay, so we're already above it, which is brilliant. Right, so if we were to trade, guys, if we were to trade anywhere near that 100%, so anywhere near that 100% extension, as young Steve has mentioned, guys, if we get anywhere near that green line, which is basically the high of the more recent trading range, if we get anywhere near that, guys, we're basically going to go long, and we're going to hold long for as long as we possibly can, because now we're above these key 90% levels. Okay, you see that the actual on the daily chart here, they're building off the 90% fib. So you've got yours a little bit lower than mine, but this is an ominous sign, guys, an ominous sign that we've got this big candle. Sellers have sold down. Again, they've obviously failed at key market levels. Again, we're looking for a high side, potentially a high side move. Now, will the high side move come immediately? I don't think it will come immediately. Okay, we'll just move this around a little bit, make the candles nice and fat so they're easy to read. The reason I'd suggest, guys, it may not come immediately is because at the moment, the FDAX has got a gap to close to the downside. So the FDAX will normally come down here first before it goes long, right? At the moment, guys, we've got some selling. So you've got two phases worth of buying. So I would suggest, guys, the FDAX will probably go up on open. It'll then turn around, come back down. It will try and close the gap. It'll probably get caught, guys, at that 100% extension. We might then see a buying campaign, and then basically it's going to start getting caught between the Fibonacci's, almost identical to what the FDAX did yesterday. Right, so what we're going to look for the Nasdaq traders, right, if we do get a sell down, guys, if we do get a sell down and we get below that delta there or potentially that delta there, if you guys draw a Fibonacci up to catch them on the way down, you get that dual Fibonacci failure, then those black diamond deltas, guys, are looking really, really good. Now, what's going to fuel that, guys? What's going to fuel the buying on the Nasdaq and the S&P? If the FDAX shoots down on the opening candle, which is around about 8.5 minutes away, if it shoots down on the opening candle and fails, that's what could fuel the longs, right? That brings me over to Europe. Now, a couple of things, guys. If the FDAX was to buy first and fail, we're looking for shorts to key Fibonacci levels. Now, the key Fibonacci levels, guys, you've got that 100% extension there. You've got the 61.8, sorry, the 76.4. And finally, all the way down the bottom here, guys, you've got the 50 fib of the 4-hour chart, which is the FDAX traders. They love the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart. Right now, what does it ultimately mean? As if we buy first and sell down, the sell's going to be really good fun, but it's going to move really, really fast, right? So please make sure you've got the right ATMs on those. What I would use for that one is a touch 5, so a 5-point first target and risk control point, and then we're going to try and let the profit run. For the slightly more senior traders, guys, use a very, very similar risk control point, but I'd be looking for a 20 to 25 point, target. Speaking of that, okay, my target for the senior traders, right? I want you to trade down to around about 257. If you're a little bit nervous about going that far, guys, then we'll try and trade around. So this little 260 trade, guys, a 260 target could be a really, really lovely target. That's a very big target for the FDAX traders. So we'll just keep a very, very close eye on that. Now, guys, going to the slightly bigger charts, if we can, S&P volume, double check that, is now over 70,000. Why is that, guys? Really, really positive vibes coming out of Washington regarding the China tariff stuff. Please, guys, understand there's high impact US news at 9:30 p.m. Tokyo time tonight. So if you're trading the US pre-market, just be wary of that. As I said at the start, I reckon we've got 2 to 3 years of absolutely stunning volatility, guys, to make a large amount of money out of trading, guys. After that, I think we're going to go a little bit quiet. So if you're loving the volatility, guys, please milk it for as much as you can. We've got about 2 to 3 years. and then we're off and racing. Now, guys, if we buy first and then fail, so for the European markets, if we buy first and then fail, we may trigger daily shorts, right? I'm just going to double check. Yes, I'm correct on that. Double check. Absolutely, I'm correct on that. So we've got a higher high on the FESX already. We don't have a higher high on the FDAX. So most importantly, FESX is already gearing up a short, guys, on the, let me just double check. FESX gearing up a short on the daily chart. Wow. If we push long initially on the FESX and that fails, then we're looking at some really lovely shorts, right? So that would fall in line with the FDAX traders going for that little black line down there, guys, which is 260, right? 260. Now, what have we got, guys? We've got 5 minutes to go, so we've got tons of time. Markets are very happy due to the renewed China, US trade negotiation. We know about that. The markets are a little bit flighty, though, a little bit flighty. It was just before Donald Trump went to bed last night. He said they've got a very, very large news announcement coming out. Very large news announcement regarding fraud, guys, regarding fraud in the US government. And he said he would be telling everybody what that is just prior to going to Saudi Arabia. Okay, so Donald Trump is literally going to drop a PR grenade and then he's going to fly overseas. Now, that grenade, if you don't mind the use of that expression, that is probably going to be dropped Friday morning US time, which is not that far away. Right, so again, if you're going to be trading the US Open tonight, primarily the US close, if you're going to be in the US close, just watch the volatility, guys, because if that announcement's come out and it's not very positive, all of these markets, right, all of these markets are due to trigger daily shorts. Guys, just be aware that the FDAX has actually loaded a weekly short as well, right? So if these guys go down, guys, if these guys go down, they're going to go down fast and hard. There's no doubt about that. Now, guys, I've got a couple of assistant moderators in with me today, so I'm just going to jump on their microphones. As if, again, young Steve, mate, if you want your mic turned on, mate, please just give me a yell. Otherwise, the text chat, everything you do is very, very helpful. Where's Mr. Damsey hiding? He'll be here somewhere. Hold on one sec. Okay, there's Mr. Dams. All right, guys, we'll keep building towards the launch. So, guys, down to the larger European charts. Again, we know about this daily short. Steve, how are you? Again, mate, if you want to jump on, jump on. We've got a daily, guys. We've got a daily short setting up here on the European market. So even a hint of negative news, guys, could send Europe tumbling. Europe has got gaps to close to the downside from today, but also it's got gaps to close from a couple of weeks ago, guys. So if we do fall, it's going to be pretty impressive. There, double check 1, 2. What I'm doing here, guys, for those that don't know, is I'm checking stair step. So 1, 2. It's a very ugly stair step. Sellers have stolen it. Okay. If we go any higher, guys, 5240. Oh, hey presto, the pre-top. If we go, guys, if we go above 5240, one sec, 5240, 5240. Okay, so 5240 off the 4-hour chart. If we go much higher than here, guys, the buyers will own the stair step. What does that mean? The buyers are going to push up here. They could get caught, and guess what? They're going to reload. That 8 rated. Can everyone see that 8 rated 4-hour short? They're going to come back up here and start loading shorts. Right. So I still believe at this point in time, those FTX traders are looking for long range shorts. All right, let's see what's got going on here. 30-minute swing trigger long. The danger is normally the 15-minute chart for us. They went down before they went up. Okay. What I think we're going to see, guys, so 90 seconds from when the gun goes, 90 seconds from when the gun goes. At this stage, the buyers own the stair step on both US markets. So what you would need is, if you want to buy the market, guys, for example, down around this static bar reversal, guys, you've got that tiny little SBR there on the candles. Again, if we were to sink down really quickly, guys, on the NASDAQ and fail badly, the bottom 2 deltas are pretty good, guys. Just don't be shy on your Fibonacci, please. All right, so Fibonacci must be drawn up to catch them on the way down, guys. Fibonacci is not palindromic, so 808 is a palindromic number. Fibonacci does not work as a palindromic number. Okay, I'll just leave that there for you, ready to rock and roll. For the FDAX at this stage, sell, buy, sell. Buyers on the stair step. Buyers on the stair step, buyers on the stair step, right across the board on a whole lot of markets. So, guys, what I do want to draw your attention to, FDAX is famous for failing at the 133, 141.4 combinations. It's exactly where it's failed at today again. So we've been doing this all week, right? No surprises at all. let's look for a potential rise on open. So again, for those that trade the opening candle, we're going to try, look at that 133, 141.4 combo again. We are looking for them to buy first. Okay, do that. That's we're going to do exactly that. For the junior traders, guys, we're going to wait for the volume to go climactic. For the senior traders, obviously we've found at the pre-top and the open and multiple 141.4 fib extensions. Guys, if you want to be a little bit careful, just let this candle burn itself out a little bit. So we need to go to extreme volume. We'd be looking for a short around the 370 mark, right? So a short around 370. We don't have extreme volume yet. NASDAQ traders, you're watching very, very closely what the FDAX does, please. Okay, now at this stage, again, if you're really fast on the FDAX, notice you've picked up the 133 fib extension failure there, and it's an absolutely stunning trade. That's a stunning trade. If you haven't picked up that trade, guys, because you wait for the opening candle to go climactic, now it's gone climactic. Sellers have just stolen the stair step. So sellers have just stolen the step. What we would be looking for is we would be looking for the buyers to push back up. As for those looking for a pre-top reversal, we want the buyers to push back up again, get right up here around the high or fail, guys, at a counter 76 Fibonacci. I'll just bring it on for you. Okay, there we go. Okay, so at this stage, FDAX traders, the slightly junior traders, guys, now the opening candle is climactic. Guys, we're looking for the buyers to push through. Guys, make a really good effort of pushing through. I'm looking for a short on FDAX, guys, underneath those 76 fibs, guys, at 368. All right, so the price must go above 368, guys, for you to buy at 368. Sell at 368. Guys, now if you are going to sell at 368, guys, we're looking for a 363 first target and risk control. This is very good, guys. This is exactly what we want them to do. So now those are selling under the 76s, guys, you can bring your sell order up to 374. So your sell order, guys, can come up to 374. All right, so if you're going to enter the FDAX at 374, guys, your risk control point is 369. All right, so 374 through to 369. NASDAQ, your sellers have sold down below both of those deltas, which means the NASDAQ traders should be long on either one of those black diamond deltas. If you are long on the delta, Andy Allgood, if you are long on the delta, guys, on NASDAQ, you're looking for a 20 tick first target and risk control point, and we're trying to go for at least 50, 60, 70, maybe 80 ticks, guys, on a second target. FDAX at this stage, we're looking to get filled at 374. The sellers need to come back down, guys, to do that well. Clearly, they have not done that yet. So let's just let these buyers sort themselves out. There will be a revised, guys, there'll be a revised Fibonacci now on the FDAX. All right, so again, guys, the junior traders, you're looking for an entry at 374. If at short, if you do trade the opening candle. Okay, now, again, don't let me romance you into doing things you don't normally do. Okay, they've redefined their Fibonacci for us, and hey presto, have a look at where they're failing, 133, 141.4. So if you are going to go short, guys, let me just put that in the right spot. Sorry, if you are going to go short, guys, again, it's an entry of 372, not 374. And you guys are going to have a five point first target and risk control. Senior traders on FDAX, all right, senior traders, I want you to trade all the way down to the previous pivot as a first port of call. All right, so we've got a long range target all the way down here, an interim target around about here. We just want to, again, let the volume burn out. They're doing it perfectly. Yeah, I think the FDAX is about to get tanked for the FDAX traders. So again, guys, if you can hold around 20 points worth of risk, all right, we have not been filled at this price level yet. Okay, have not been filled. The sellers have just engaged, guys, that price level. Right? So if you are going to go short at 373, if you are going to go short at 373, right, your first target in risk control point is 368. Now, that's only for those people that trade the opening candle, and if you enter the trade in the last 90 seconds of the candle. Some of you do that, guys. Some of you don't like that. Okay, now, what have we got? We've got, again, for those that don't trade, guys, if you don't trade the opening candle on FDAX, if you don't trade the opening candle on FDAX, you're now waiting for the buyers to push up and fail at the same area. So FDAX traders, you have a longer range short now at 385. Okay, that is if you trade the 133 fib extension. Now, guys, if you're going to go short at 385, your risk control point is 380. Okay, so if you are going to go short, guys, with off the 133 fib, so again, don't let me romance you into doing stuff that is not your trading plan. If you are a Fibonacci extension trader, guys, you're looking for a short at 385. Your first target and risk control point is 380. If the FDAX buys any higher than this, right? So if we start going up around about the 15 to 20 points of risk mark, which we are not at yet, we would need to be careful about going short, guys. So at the moment, your risk is around about, it's just increased to 16 points. So again, for the FDAX traders, again, if we get over the 20-point risk mark, guys, we're not going to be taking a trade. Okay, now, over to the NASDAQ. So I'll keep an eye on the FDAX as best as I can. As for the NASDAQ traders, okay, we spoke about the market selling down and picking up these deltas, right? These deltas here. Has anybody gone long on those two black diamond deltas after the sellers sold down on the opening candle and failed at fibs? Eddie, well done. As if you are long on the NASDAQ, you're looking for a 20 tick first target and risk control point. This looks like it's already gone around about 100 ticks to the high side. So we can now get rid of that Fibonacci altogether. Okay, get rid of that altogether. We can get rid of that altogether because we already used it. Know how to close out the yellow colored by STP. It filled my target then. I say, Carlene, you can go to your control center and push cancel. You can go to control center and push cancel. You can go to your chart trader and put flatten everything. If it's still stuck there, you can log out of Ninja. So disconnect and reconnect to Ninja Trader and it should vanish. It's just a partial connection. It's a partial connection issue, generally speaking. Okay. FDAX traders, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you guys have got around about 24 points at risk. Guys, if you do want to go short at 385. All right, now 24, guys, could be too much for a number of traders. Could be too much. So if it is, guys, just wait for a better trade. Dion, you've got a negative on the FDAX. Okay, you've got a negative on the FDAX. One of the issues we've got with the FDAX shorting against or shorting off the 133 extension is we don't know yet if this is the extension that they're using, right? So Dion, we'll just go and get that back. It's very, very easy to get back. So again, guys, if you're a Fibonacci extension trader, there's two ways to pull apart the extension. You watch the market fail there. You then see this candle actually stop buying. So this one here, stop buying. And then you say, right, now I'm ready to go short. If you're a static trader, so dynamic traders, guys, you've had a valid short. Normally, the FDAX would turn around here, push up, fail at the Fibonacci, and flop back down again. One of the problems with the extensions is we generally don't know how much risk we're carrying. So Dion, we'll just go and get that back. Okay, very, very easy to do. Now for the NASI, okay, reciprocal trade, guys, for the S&P 500 traders, if you saw this candle cruise down here and fail at Fibonacci, guys, the buying deltas here are also valid. I should have put it. Okay, Carlene, well done. I should have put a little yellow circle, guys, on those little deltas as well because we were targeting the deltas on the NASDAQ. If you are long on the NASDAQ, guys, if you are long on the NASDAQ for longer range targets, all right, what you don't want in 42 seconds is for the NASDAQ to close underneath these 76 Fibonacci's. Right, there's a bigger Fibonacci here. We'll just get rid of that really, really big one. We don't need that at this point in time. It's normally the 15-minute fib that these guys are sensitive to, which is right there. That's perfect. So it means, guys, if we get a selling delta on the NASDAQ, so if we get a red diamond delta on the NASDAQ, guys, then that will almost seal the fate of the buyers. For the S&P, the buyers own the stair step. So you guys have picked up an R1 reversal to the downside. Now, if you are going to trade the R1 reversal, guys, you either wait for the candle to fail at the R1 and then go short, wait for the buyers to push up inside the new candle and then go short, or wait for the buyers to push up, hit the R1 for the second time, and then go short as tight as you possibly can. Okay, now, for those that want to go, Remy, you're short off the 90% Fibonacci. Okay, so on NASDAQ, well done. Well done. If you are short, guys, if you are short on the NASDAQ, we're still waiting for the FTAX guys to give us a static entry. So again, if you are waiting for a static entry, I'll call that static entry for you. If these buyers, guys, if these buyers decide to buy, let me double check. Okay, is it the 4-hour chart? No. Is it the 15-minute chart? Yes, it is. All right, so what they've done, guys, is they've basically triggered a 15-minute chart swing trigger short, swing trigger long. We would need to wait for these guys to run out of steam. It will normally on the 15-minute chart be after 15 minutes. So I'd suggest at this stage, for the FTAX traders, we're looking for these buyers to push up and hit these higher key levels. Okay, 409 is a very, very strong sell point. Okay. 409, very, very strong sell point. So again, guys, let's wait for, so what we'll do is we'll wait for the OSR to be established on FTAX. Again, if you have had a negative trade, guys, that's it. There's nothing wrong with that. We will endeavor to go and get that back with a far longer range target. Now for the NASDAQ and S&P 500 traders, if you are an R1 reversal trader, ideally you want the buyers to push up and hit the R1, as we want a higher high would be absolutely magic, as we might not get the higher high. If you were an R1 reversal trader, FTAX is gearing up now for a really, really lovely short. As if you were an R1 reversal trader on S&P, you're looking for them to come up here, hit the pivot a second time and go short 1 or 2 ticks underneath the pivot. Just under the 30-minute twins, just under the R1. Perfect. So guys, for the S&P traders, guys, again, if you are going to go short, guys, you're looking, if you trade R1 reversals, guys, you'd be going short, you'd be looking for a 4-tick first target, so $50 first target with a risk control point in place. If you have picked the turning point in the market, guys, then absolutely brilliant. If they're not ready to reverse yet, your risk control is going to take you out relatively quickly. Let me just see what the S&P is doing. They might be running their fib off that double top. This 15-minute chart is also climactic. So again, these guys are burning a lot of volume trying to buy this market. So for the Nazi traders, if we do see buying push up, guys, if you do get above these guys again and tag the R1, there could be a really lovely sell underneath that 88.6. So around about the 77.50 mark, if we do get a higher high. As if the buyers can't manage a higher high, then you'd be looking to short under the 76s. As your entry would be exactly 170. We had an order at exactly that price yesterday. So your order would be 170. You're looking at a 20-tick. Guys, a 20-tick risk, or 20-tick first target, 16-tick risk control point. If the S&P, guys, does get over, the R1 at the close of this candle, which is 1 minute and 15 seconds away, if we do get over, guys, we are not going to go short on the NASDAQ if we're contradicting the S&P 500. If the S&P 500 fails, so we are in the last 90 seconds of the candle. So just watch this. There's a number of you don't trade in the last 90 seconds because we're just waiting to see what these guys come up to. As if we get stuck here underneath the 76ers or underneath the R1, then we're looking for a short. At this stage, we won't short the NASDAQ now. Because we're in the last 90 seconds. We're going to wait for this candle to close, confirm the buyers are failing, and then we're looking for a short. FTAX, we were looking really good for a short, guys, a moment ago. Really, really good for a short. At this stage, we haven't got a short set up. They're slowly thinking about establishing the short. Okay, I would suggest that tighter Fibonacci, guys, is hindering our view. 409, we know about the really, really strong short at 409. We can't buy the market, guys. We can't buy the market on an FDAX, so we are looking for a sell. Now, right, FESX is above its R1, right? So FESX is above its R1. So before we short anything on the FDAX, we do want to see some buyers show on this candle, right? So we want the buyers to push up a little bit. It would be wonderful if they tag that 76 fib. Absolutely wonderful. Then we're going to turn it around and send it back the other way. Okay, I am going to... Okay, let's just see what these guys are doing. So at this stage, S&P 500 traders, guys, if you waited for the double touch of the R1 and you went short, guys, around about the 94.50 mark, it's gone through the first target only and triggered your risk control. So this says to me, guys and girls, that these markets are not ready to reverse yet. Just for the FDAX, guys, that red diamond Delta V2 at 391. Guys, if I see any more buying in this candle, it looks like a lot like a 161.8 fib extension failure. What I'm looking for the FDAX traders to pick up a really lovely long-term short, I want this candle to fail where it currently is. I want the FESX back inside its R1. Guys, we've got to be very, very careful that, again, that is a bit of a danger for us at this point in time. Now, I was going to say, guys, if you're an aggressive FDAX trader, the FDAX is probably going to work. What I'm going to do today is keep you guys unaggressive. So we're looking for this candle to confirm the buyers have run out of steam. If we do get a buy, guys, if we do get another buy push up a little bit and then they get absolutely slammed, then that delta just there, guys, at 391 is a really good signal, right? If we get 2 or 3 buying campaigns to the high side, which we're looking for now, so just watch the candle really intently. So if you get a couple of flashes of green, so this is the second time the buyers have bought on this candle. Second time they've bought. If we get a little bit of a push up, then we get a push down, then we get a push up, and the third push up gets absolutely hammered. I'd suggest we're in the second push up at this point in time. I'm just watching them very closely. As if we get a third push up, so just watch for the third flash of green. So just, again, we've had 2 really good ones. Again, for the experienced traders that know what they're doing, that short at 391 is a really, really good short. You are going to have around about 25 points of risk, so it's right on the edge of our risk profile. For the junior traders, you're going to wait for the candle to close, wait for the FESX to close back inside the R1, then you're going to look for that delta entry, guys, or a brand new delta entry. Remy, you got an ATM. Okay, cool. All right. Now, at this stage, guys, we've now got triple failure. We've got a triple failure of the S&P 500 at its R1. So again, guys, just watch this last 90 seconds. Advanced traders on FDAX, you're approaching the last 90 seconds of the candle and the sellers still don't know what to do because of the FESX and its R1. So our reference chart down the bottom here. So again, you could err on the side of caution on that one, guys. I don't want the FDAX to bolt without us. What I want is this candle to close nice and strong. Let me just double check. Did you guys see 3 buying pushes on this candle or only 2? I saw the initial one and then it sort of like a staggered sort of second push and then maybe a flash of third. I didn't really see the normal boisterous FDAX. Our volume's our volume is very low. Okay, so these guys don't know what they're doing, right? So I think when the market turns here, guys, it's probably going to be pretty impressive. So for the FDAX traders, what I want you to do is, again, for the junior traders, guys, again, 391 is an entry point. SBR, possible Queensland time call. I'll have a look at that for you. So guys, we've got a potential entry point for the junior traders at 391. Okay, what we need is in the next 35 seconds until this candle closes, We don't want them to run without us. What we want is the candle to close like it is at the moment. We want the FESX to close under its R1. Then we want the green team to show inside the next candle and fail. Now, if you are going to go short, guys, at 391, your risk control point is 386. Right, so see the FDAX is only just getting to its risk control point. Right, that means that the wholesale sells are not on yet. Right, and the reason the wholesale sells are not on yet is, say, presto, our reference chart is caught. That's why. Okay, now, what have I got here? So guys, I've now got a higher high on the NASDAQ. All right, so we're going to be very careful, guys. All right, so S&P 500 is now above its R1, right? So we can't go short on the NASDAQ, guys, until the S&P shows us what it's doing. I would suggest at this stage, now at this stage, guys, the S&P 500, I don't think is ready to sell yet. The NASDAQ, guys, I'm not going to tell you to sell the NASDAQ short under the R1 with the S&P 500 above its R1. Daniel's had a negative on the NQ. Okay, all right, we'll have a look at that in a sec. What I would suggest at this stage, guys, we're moving out to the 30-minute chart Fibonacci's, okay, which look like this. You took the delta. Yeah, we want a V2. Maybe we want a V2 delta short. So a diamond, we want a red diamond delta short. V1's okay. V2 is a lot stronger. So V2 is a lot stronger. As for those that do trade older reversal patterns, right? If you do trade an older reversal pattern, there is a static bar reversal short over here on the left-hand side of the NASDAQ. Guys, was a price entry around about the 85 mark, 185. Now, again, pros and cons of that trade, guys, it's an old reversal that turned the market, so there's going to be a lot of people doing the same thing. The NASDAQ is unlikely to produce a long-range sell until the S&P 500 gets back under its R1. Okay, at the moment, we don't have the R1 in agreement. If we could freeze the NASDAQ like that now, so there's the V2 delta that Daniel was talking about. If we were to freeze the NASDAQ now, guys, and the S&P was to get back under the R1, then we're looking for a really, really lovely sell on that delta, but it's 2.5 minutes away. Again, I agree with Steve, guys. If we get any higher, so if we get up around the NASDAQ, let me just move that arrow around. If we get anywhere near the NASDAQ 90%, guys, if we get anywhere near that and we fail, that's when the long-range shorts are going to be on. Right? So that's when the long-range shorts will be on. For the FDAX, guys, we're looking for the buyers to push up, which is what they're currently doing. So we're looking for the buyers to push up. Okay, absolutely brilliant. We can't go long on the FDAX just yet. Guys. Now, again, if these guys hadn't have gapped down, then I'd be sending you long on these black diamond deltas. We're just waiting for permission, guys, from the FESX to trade the FDAX. So I can't send you long on FDAX, guys. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for the buyers to confirm they're in command on the FESX, and then we're going to try and trade the FDAX all the way up to the R1. Thank you, R1 short. David, well done. Well done, well done, well done. Now, flip side, guys, we're starting to get up to the danger zone here for the NASDAQ buyers. You see this rejection coming into the market. Okay, I still would prefer... I would really prefer these sellers on S&P to be below its R1. That would be amazing. As if we get agreement from both of these American markets, we're going to get a really, really lovely trade. I'm going to get a really lovely trade. For those of you that like trading older reversals, guys, once again, if you are into older reversals, guys, there's an entry at 185. You've just got to be aware, please, the S&P 500 is on top of its R1. So if you're looking for a very, very high probability trade, guys, then 185 is not your entry at this stage because of the S&P 500 buying above its pivot. Okay, now, guys, FDAX is continuing to buy quite happily, right? So that means for the FDAX traders, the beginner traders, those that are looking for a really, really high probability, guys, low risk trade, we are now looking for a reversal off the R1. Okay, 30 seconds to go. Okay, there will be a Fibonacci. I said, will be a Fibonacci retracement running from here to here. Okay. Now, let me just have a quick look. Right, so they're already climactic on the 30-minute chart. They're climactic on, right. So I'd suggest, guys, here we go. Oh, the Nasdaq's just done it. Okay. So for the Nasdaq traders, guys, these deltas, those red diamond deltas, if you are a short trader, guys, the red diamond deltas, we are looking to go short, guys, ideally on the short at, you would have had to been fast on this one, guys. It's a 7750 short. We're looking for a 20 tick first target only, please. All right, 20 tick first target. Again, if you're on a CFD, guys, that may be too fast for you. For the futures traders, we're looking for a 20 tick first target, right? 20 tick first target, and then we're going to control our risk on all of our long range trades. Okay, now we have got the S&P, guys, failing to close below the R1, so that is going to slow down the Nasdaq sellers a little bit. As these buyers are pushing back up, if we do get another sell down off the delta at 77.50, guys, if it hits 72.50, which is a 20 tick target, then I would definitely be taking my first target out of the market. I'd be cutting my risk on all my long range runners. And that is ultimately the approach we trade. Okay, Carlene, you got a 20 and a 2. Well done. So that's, again, that's perfect risk control. Now, I'm going to keep an eye on the Nasdaq, guys. At this stage, FDAX, I've still got the FESX above its R1, so I'm not going to send you short just yet. FDAX traders, I know it's a little bit frustrating at this point in time, but if we are going to pick up a short today, it's going to be a really good one. Again, and it's going to go a long way. We're just waiting for these buyers to burn themselves out of steam. Okay, that's what we're ultimately waiting on. Now, for the Nasdaq traders, guys, if you do enter old reversals, right? So a number of you do love entering the reversals that have already turned the market. As we highlighted before, your entry, as you've already entered short at 185, that's already gone at least 50 ticks to the downside, guys, if that's what you do, right? If that's what you do. Now, for the Nasdaq, guys, we're not going to re-enter the delta short. So we're not going to re-enter the delta short until we see the buyers push up on both the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 and fail badly. So this is what I mean by reference charts. Guys, if the S&P 500 is trading back into a pivot, the Nasdaq normally struggles to produce a trade. As even if it's mathematically perfect, the Nasdaq will only flash normally 20 or so ticks in our favor before joining the S&P 500, which is what they're doing at this stage. Now, as if we do get another sell down here on the, Nasdaq, guys, again, I'm looking for an entry on the Nasdaq at 77.5. I don't want to enter that short in the last 90 seconds of the candle. Right, so I don't want it in the last 90 seconds because if we get a big buying candle here on the S&P 500, guys, we are going to be looking for longs, not shorts. All right, see, these guys are going into price discovery now. All right, they're trying to find out where everybody's stop losses are, which is okay, guys. They're allowed to do that. The higher high, guys, on the Nasdaq does mean some of you might be looking for the short over there on the left-hand side. Guys, that would be a fill of 185. I don't want to get filled short, guys, in the last 90 seconds of the candle. Okay, so again, we're ticking down to that now. So if you're being really, really careful, guys, that little trade there on NASDAQ is our first static entry on NASDAQ, right? That's our first static entry. It's obviously done what it needs to do until we pick up a longer range move. Again, if we do sell down, guys, we've got the higher high up here. A number of you love the higher highs for longer range shorts, right? So some of you may be considering getting back into the delta again at 77.50. If you are considering that, guys, there's nothing wrong with it. Just be aware that you, again, my suggestion, I would definitely have a first target at 172.50. So my first target will be 172.50. I would cut my risk on all my long range targets, and my intent would be to try and run the NASDAQ back down to at least at least 62. Okay, at least here. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 40. So once again, it's another 50 tick second target. Right, now if you're waiting, guys, for the candle to close, FDAX at this stage, FESX, we're above the R1, so I can't send you short on FDAX. It's been a very stale start, guys, very stale start on FDAX. Very stale indeed. All right, those waiting for the candle to close, we've got 8 seconds. We're looking for the buyers to show, guys, we're looking for the buyers to show in the new candle before we try and engage that delta short at 77.50. So we need the buyers to show. We need these buyers to get absolutely annihilated on the NASDAQ. Literally, they need to push up here. Okay, that's starting to get towards an annihilation. We want, guys, at this stage, we need Fibonacci in support of what we're trying to do because the market doesn't know about its long range shorts yet. So again, if you are going to go short, guys, if you are going to go short at 77.50, you would need to move through that 20 tick target really quickly. A 16 tick risk control point, guys, would be very, very smart. So again, I'm going to put my arrow across what I would suggest is a let me just double check. Okay, here is a risk control point. Guys, now this is just an idea of if we start moving down to that little black line, guys, and we can't absolutely smash the black line, it's an RCP risk control point. We would start to reduce the risk on the trade from where the buyers last failed to where literally down the chart. Now I'll try and help you on that as I can. FDAX looks like it's getting ready to reverse, guys. Just don't be smoked into the FDAX while they're above the R1 here. Whoops. So just watch that there. All right, Nazi, guys, you'd be starting to consider reducing your risk on your long range targets on NASDAQ. You're through your short range targets, so now you cut your risk off on the NASDAQ. Guys, this is the Fibonacci failure that Steve was talking about at 190. So again, I'd encourage the people on the NASDAQ to try and hold short for a 50 tick target, please. All right, your target is down here as a 62.50. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, actually, that's a 60 tick target. So if you can hold the NASDAQ for a little bit longer, if you can hold the NASDAQ, there's nothing wrong, guys. There's nothing wrong with a 50 tick target. If we get to 50 ticks, guys, if we get to 50 ticks, which is here, guys, I want you to bring your stop loss into at least plus 20, which is there. So we're just going to give these sellers one more selling impulse move. So one more impulse move. Go on, go back down, please. 21.31. What is the SVR? Mate, we've got a 15-minute chart. We've got 15-minute climactic candles occurring. Daniel, we've also got static bar reversals on the 15-minute chart. So if we can get short on the NASDAQ early, we might be able to run it for longer range targets. Remy, you picked up a 50. Well done. Okay, so again, off your favorite number. FDAX, this is really annoying, guys. Again, I took my eye off the FDAX for a moment. Mind you, it's failed where we wanted it to fail. So you guys are looking for shorts. I'm trying to get the NASDAQ traders, guys, to pick up at least a 50 tick trade, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So guys, this arrow, so this is your 50 tick target. Okay, right there is your 50 tick target. It should go down here to at least 60 ticks. If we touch 50, I want your stops bought into plus 20, please. Oh dear. Oh dear. You would be amazed, guys. You would be amazed at the number of times I've told my family that I trade the European Open every day. Please do not call. And yet, what do they do? Oh, no, has anyone else got a family like this? They religiously call during the European Open. It's almost like it's a game. And it's not as if I've only just started the European Open. Right? I started the European Open in 2010. Right? So it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. Now, again, for the Nazi traders, we're going to try and hold out for our 50 tick target, please. No one has any risk on this trade. Right? So no one's got any risk on the trade. Now, again, my family's lovely because right now I want to right now I want to focus on trading. FDAX at this point in time, guys, this is a very, very big statement, guys, by the FDAX. So what we're looking for the FDAX traders, guys, what we're looking for in a perfect world, guys, the buyer's going to retrace back up. Guys, they're going to get caught underneath the pre-top and we're going to go short as a pre-top reversal. If they retrace that back above that delta, guys, then we're going to go short. Guys, we are going to try and trade short all the way down to the previous pivot. Guys, all the way down to the PP. Okay, Nazi. All right, boom, here we go. We're under. Right, so NASDAQ traders who are short, you've just gone through your 50 tick target, please. Now, if you're going to try and go for a 60 tick target, guys, you must bring your stop loss into plus 20. I would bring it into positive now. I would bring it into positive now if that's for you. For the FDAX, guys, what I want is the buyers to push up. Guys, I want the buyers to push up above that red delta tag, basically. So I want the buyers to push up above the red delta. So the red delta is at 365. I need them to push up above that, guys. We want to try and go short at 365. We are going to, because of the risk on the trade, guys, the risk is too much for the junior traders. So the risk is too much for the junior traders. What we're aiming to do, guys, for the junior traders would be to get a push up well above, guys, a push well above the pre-top and what was the 50 of the day. And then we're looking to try and pick up a short. I was looking to try and pick up a short here at 375. All right, so our backup trade for the experienced traders is a short at 365. Guys, if you are going to go short at 365, your first target is 360. Your second target is the pre-bottom. All right, so we're looking at a target of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So a 5 and 25. That's 5 and 25. Do I have NASDAQ traders who are short going for longer range targets like the 60 tick target? Is anyone still short on NASDAQ? Yes, perfect. If you're still short on NASDAQ, guys, if you're still short on NASDAQ, we are looking to, at this stage, let me just get this done here. We're looking to sell down to key Fibonacci's. I'm trying to watch that FDAX at the same time. Okay. So if you've gone short, guys, on the delta, so that's the delta we spoke about at 7750, it came through, hit the 20 tick target first, triggered the risk control. They then bought back up, created the higher high, then came through, pick up the delta, and that's the one that's actually produced a nice little move. If you have gone short for 60, guys, well done. You're looking now at please bring your stop through to plus 20 or something along those lines. If these sellers cannot get control of the NASDAQ in the short term, the buyers will come back up. They'll retest the R1, and then we'd be looking for a turn of the hour trade to go for those really, really long range short targets. Now, FDAX, guys, at this stage, again, I'm just watching the buyers come in. Guys, at this stage, even the really experienced traders, guys, you would be looking at this stage for a short under the previous pivot. I don't want to get filled in the last. I don't want to get filled. I don't want to get filled, guys, in the last 90 seconds of the candle. Carlene, you got a 20 and 21. Okay, that's right. That's it. No, it's positive. We'll just keep hitting it again. Because the buyers still own the stair step on NASDAQ, guys, if the sellers can't grab this and go any further, we're going to push back up again. We're likely to pick up exactly the same reversal point again. What we need is we need a higher high, guys, to reverse under the R1, and a higher high means that we need to get above that candle as a minimum. Okay, above that candle as a minimum. All right, so everyone on NASDAQ, if you've gone short on NASDAQ, guys, we waited for a static candle, which is a static entry. We went short, that went okay. The buyers then gave us a higher high. We went short again on the same trade. That's the one that went through even better than before. Now, FDAX, we're in the last 90 seconds of the candle. Guys, I want to be short underneath the pre-top. I see your pre-top is sitting there at 378. So some of you may be short, guys, at 376, if you are, or 375. If you've already gone short, guys, based on my instruction at 375, guys, your first target and risk control point is here at 370. That trade, guys, is holding a significant amount of risk, right? So some of you may not be able to trade the FDAX based on the risk. We've just got to wait for these guys to work out what they're doing. Okay, so we're literally just waiting to see what the FDAX wants to do. As at this stage, I'm sitting, me personally, I'm sitting on the fence on FDAX. I'm just waiting for that absolutely perfect setup. At the moment, these buyers are quite strong, right? So that's okay, right? That's we wait for the buyers to show before we try and sell. At this stage, guys, the FDAX doesn't really have much of an idea what it's doing, and I'll tell you why. Guys, the volume just dropped down to the low hundreds. Right, so that means the FDAX traders are waiting for news or waiting for a larger chart move. Cole, 100%. Yeah, 100%. So guys, I did say that I wanted you guys to sell down right there to that black line. Guys, that's exactly what we're doing in the Platinum webinar tonight. Honestly, you're probably going, Lockie, where the hell did you get the black line from? Guys, it's not about a 60 tick target. It's about what I refer to as an SVG. Right? So it's literally finding value in the market. I've written a hybrid algorithm for Samurai. So there's a lot of work out there, guys, regarding FVGs. I've written a hybrid algorithm. It's actually working better as a result of that. That's where I got the target from. All right, so if you were selling down to 162.50, the market has gone literally 2 ticks beyond your target and then reversed. So that's the power of understanding, again, what the institutions are doing. Guys, I'm going to show you that tonight in the Platinum webinar. Okay, so if you're coming to Platinum tonight, guys, absolutely brilliant. We're launching our Bali advanced trading course, guys, tonight, which I'm excited about, guys. I'm excited. Yes, Cole. Yes, but we can be smarter, mate. We can actually be smarter than the average bear. There is no question about that. All right, now FDAX traders, at this point in time, we need your volume to climb. At the moment, and for those that don't normally know what we do, the FDAX becomes quite unpredictable when the volume drops into the low hundreds. As much as the signals continue to work very well, we need many levels. We need many levels to agree with us before we would take a trade. At this stage, guys, if the buyers push up, let me give you a Fibonacci. If we were to pick up a selling delta, guys, so a red diamond delta on this candle, it would be not tradable. Here we go, because of the 50 fib of the micro trend. So we're not doing, actually, no, that's not correct. I'm just having a look at this retracement here, guys. If this retracement goes much higher on the FDAX, okay, we're looking at a 161.8 fib extension reversal. Okay, now, for those that trade statically, you're going to wait for this candle to close. You're going to check the volume. You're going to make sure the volume is correct before we place a trade. So you guys are being very careful about what you do. Okay, don't need that anymore. Guys, I took my eye off the NASDAQ for a moment. Okay, I said to everybody, if we get above that point there, you can take exactly the same reversal again. Has anybody gone short, guys, with the buyers coming through here? Has anybody gone short underneath the R1? We did talk about this only 7 or 8 minutes ago. If anybody is short, guys, if anybody is short under the R1 as a pivot-based trader, well done. You waited for the higher high, guys. If anyone's gone short on the Delta V2 at 77.50, you're about to plaster your target again. I said, again, if you have gone short, guys, at 77.50, you should, yes, okay, oh, yes, my wife is typing to me from inside the same office. So, my darling, have you gone short at 77.50? Okay, did you pick up the R1 reversal or the Delta? The Delta, okay. So at this stage, guys, we're just watching what these buyers and sellers are doing. Okay, the best trade, guys, the best trade on the NASDAQ would be either the older reversal we spoke about over here on the left-hand side, right? So the older reversal, again, we put the line on the screen for those that know what I'm doing there. Some of you may have tried to re-enter the Delta short, guys, at 77.50. Where are we at time-wise? We're just cruising into the last 15 minutes of the hour. Guys, we're just cruising into the last 15 minutes. What am I expecting at this point in time? Guys, 27 seconds to go. At this stage, the buyers have lost control of the S&P 500. So some of the S&P 500 traders may have waited for the buyers to push through and shorted underneath the 88.6, guys, or underneath the 76.8. Okay, now, so therefore, some of the bigger S&P 500 traders are probably short. Probably short. Now, again, we're not going to take an R1 reversal. So we're not going to take an R1 reversal short until we get agreement from other Fibonacci's. So let me just help you out here as quickly as I can. That Fibonacci can go. What I need to, guys, what I need, again, because the way Fibonacci works, way Fibonacci works is that we need to be aware that, again, the Fibonacci of the micro trend is critically important. So there's the 50 of the micro trend. If the sellers sell down, try and push through the 50 of the micro trend and don't start breaking down, guys, to the 76, then it means the buyers are trying to push them back above the R1. FDAX, I've got no trade for you at this stage. Your volume is too low. The exception will be a 4-point turning bar short, right? So we've got to watch for that. For the NASDAQ, guys, again, if you did pick up the old trade, guys, now I was on the FDAX at this point in time. If you did pick up the older short, then you've done very, very well. If you've picked up the short under the R1, guys, again, you're using a 20 tick first target and risk control point. Okay, which again, I'll bring the 20 tick box across. You guys are literally right on the edge of your first target. Your risk will already be controlled. Okay, for those that are short on the delta from over here, okay, we need to be very, very careful of how the sellers deal with these Fibonacci's. Because what we don't want is to get caught on the wrong side of the 50 fib of the micro trend. Okay, Cole. So Cole's drawing his Fibonacci on and didn't. Okay, that's fine. Absolutely fine. So there'll be a number, guys. There'll be a number of different trades that come out of today. If you traded the older signal, you waited for the higher high, went short. Waited for the higher high, went short. Waited for the. You guys have picked up a number of trades which were designated, guys, by the indicator over here. All right. So that short there is what we're picking up. For those that are short, guys, on the delta for the second or third time, right? I need them. Okay, your delta is there. That's your 20 tick box. I need the sellers to push through the 50 fib, tag the 61.8. Guys, your risk is controlled. Your first target is out. Guys, risk is controlled. First target is out. Guys, that little 76 there is the nemesis for the NASDAQ traders. All right, so my wife, are you positive? All right, so Akito was taken out by her ATM, guys, but that means you're positive. Okay, so right, so positive. All right, here we go. All right, now, FDAX, guys, if I get a volume lift, this is looking very, very, very short. Guys, this will be a second tier reversal on the FDAX. If I get a 4-point turning bar short, guys, this is when we're going to try and trade the FDAX all the way down to the previous pivot. Okay, which is obviously a very, very long trade. Okay, very, very long trade. There is an even longer range target, goes all the way down here. Based on the volatility today, I would suggest that that little black line is an incredible target for the long range FDAX traders. All right, now your buyers still own the stair step. If you're looking at the DAX going, well, lucky this has been really tough today, guys, it has been tough. There's no doubt about that. We are looking for a 4-point turning bar or very, very efficient candle. We're looking for the buyers to retrace up the candle, ideally pick up a pre-top reversal or that delta red or a brand new delta red. And we're looking to try and trade it for really long targets. It's really, really, really long range targets. Okay, now, do I have anyone short on the NASDAQ that is holding for longer range targets? Okay, is anybody holding for longer range? I agree with Steve, guys. We're looking for the S&P 500, guys, to get below its R1 and hold below the R1. We're about to get a 4-point turning bar. So if we've got any of the senior S&P traders, you might have gone short off the fibs. That's paid partial targets. It's come back up. You've gone short again. Whereas now we're under the R1. If this is a strong reversal candle, both American markets might go a little bit further. Okay, FDAX. All right, your volume is okay. Guys, we are in the last 15 minutes. The only trade we're allowed to take on the FDAX, guys, in the last 15 is a pivot-based reversal, which is what we have. So the only thing we can do, guys, on FDAX, wait for the buyers to push back up to the pre-top and try and pick up that delta short. Right now, the delta short's at 374. Guys, if they can't get anywhere near that, the backup trade is the delta short at 355, right? The risk on 355 is too much for the junior traders. It's okay for the senior traders, provided you're going for a 35, 40 point target. Okay, it's okay for that. It would be really lovely if we get the buyers pushing up here, guys, just to get a cheeky entry. If we don't get the cheeky entry, guys, which we might not, the experienced traders can go short at 355. You must be able to hold the risk, guys. On FDAX, it's at least 40 points, guys. It's at least 40 points, which means some of you will cringe at that as well, guys, and I'm not surprised. So what that means, even at the 40-point mark, you guys would be waiting for the buyers to push up, fail here at a pivot. Ideally, the entry, guys, at 374 is looking really good because of the risk of the larger entry. If these buyers can't push up, guys, and get to that delta, that's when the senior traders might look for the 3355 entry. All right, now, let's have a look. Guys, let's have a look. So NASDAQ, ATM 10 pre-top 15 minute. Okay, mate, well done. Now, at this stage for the NASDAQ, we've had the delta short that went through its target. We then had a higher high. Some of you picked up the delta short again, went through to the 60 tick target. Some of you got a little bit less than that. That's okay. The buyers then pushed back up again. Guys, we picked up the same delta short, and that's actually gone through a series of targets, guys, again, which is, again, that's not too bad. If you're trading the older charts, guys, if you're trading the older signal, I should say, you've had your first entry, your second entry, and your third entry. All of them have moved over and actually paid higher targets, which is brilliant. Now, for the FDAX traders, guys, if you are short, guys, if you are short on FDAX, I would encourage you to hold it to at least a 15-point first target. All right, this is not for those that are brand new to trading. You'd want at least a 15-point target. Let me just have a look here. Did I miss a trade? I haven't missed a trade, guys. I could have just got you in a lot earlier. What I'm looking at, guys, is this minus 30 rated static bar reversal. That there. Again, did I have Fibonacci? I may have hit Fibonacci, guys. I may have missed a trade here. And if so, that's okay. That's my fault. I do have Fibonacci there. How come I didn't see that? All right, so my fault, guys. I've actually missed the trade on the FDAX with very, very low risk and a very high potential reward. If you are short on the delta here, guys, if you can hold the risk at 355, guys, I want you to trade for a minimum of 340. So a minimum of 340. There will be Fibonacci, guys, playing with us here. Okay, there will be Fibonacci playing with us. I think we're going to go down everywhere here. Now, the first Fibonacci, guys, let me get rid of this bigger one here. Let me get rid of that. The first Fibonacci we need to deal with on the way down will be a gap 76 or a gap 50. Let me just have a quick look. So there's our gap 50. All right, they've tested it once, twice, third time. So it's normally the third time the gap 50 doesn't hold. So we're actually in the third time at this point. So guys, reiterate what we're saying before. If you are short on the FDAX, guys, again, if you can hold the risk, your entry's at 355. Guys, I would suggest to try and balance the risk to reward. A first target on this one is 340. Okay, 340. Very, very likely that we're going to approach that number towards the end of this candle. So very, very likely to do that. NASDAQ is right in the middle of its MDI. So for those that have picked up, if you've picked up the delta across the chart a number of times, or you've picked up that older trade a number of times, the NASDAQ traders should be going okay today, should be going okay. Junior FTAX traders, let's have a look. I could have put you into that static bar reversal. Right? I should have put you into that SPR and said, listen, just go for really, really long range targets. That is my fault. I should have been a little bit more aggressive with your entry here. Should have been a bit more aggressive. Okay. It's a -30, guys. I must have had that -30 off the top of the chart. That is a very, very strong reversal signal. And our actual backup signal was that static bar reversal there. Okay, which did give us room. All right, so I've made a mistake there, guys. My fault. My fault. Now we are in the last 15 minutes. Guys, for those that know what that means, the only trades we're going to be taking, guys, are pivot-based reversals. Lee, pleasure. Lee, did you get your link? Did you get your link for May? I'm sure you did. Okay. If not, I'll jump on that. Oh yeah, good. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so as for 444, the buyers at this point in time, FTAX, again, the sellers have actually stolen the stair step for the first time during the trading session. So that means buying base reversals. Those, again, are brilliant inside the new hour, which is around about 8 minutes away. As we still have not had the big move to the downside on FTAX yet. So we're literally just navigating tiny little trades until the FESX decides it's going to reverse. Yeah, perfect. Okay, good. So Lee's doing some proofreading for me, guys, of some manuals. You'd be amazed at how much you can't proofread your own work. It's just for some reason it just doesn't work. I don't know why that is. Well done, mate. No, mate, it's all good. All good. Lee, righto, very good. Very good. So for those that are not aware, we've just had an election in Australia. It was a very interesting result, to say the least. Yeah, very interesting result, to say the least. Now Australia has to just bop along for the next 2 or 3 years and see what happens. Diane, I'm not going to say anything political other than I was quite surprised by the result. Michael, time to leave Australia for 3 years. Some of us left 2 years ago. Yeah, geez, there might be some other words, but again, I'm going to make sure I just stay very neutral on this one. Stay very, very neutral. Yeah, it's just a wow result. That's all I can come up with. Exactly, Juice, you're on the money. So guys, look, with what we're staring at, we're literally 1 minute and 45 seconds away from the turn of the hour. So what we're going to be doing, yes, Lee, spot on the mark. What we are going to be doing, guys, so let's measure our stair step. So we had the sellers push down, then the buyers push back up. So the buyers stole the stair step. The sellers have now, so the buyers stole the step. Sellers now own the step. What does that ultimately mean? With the sellers owning the stair step, we are waiting for the buyers to push up. We're waiting for the buyers to push up inside the new hour, guys, and failing really badly. Okay, failing really badly. Keith, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. There's quite a few people reaching out to me saying, "Hey, Lockie, I've decided to move to Japan." I think they assume Japan's a really small country. Japan's got about 135 million people. It's actually really, I mean, it's not a big country, but there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. Now, with a remarkable history, shows remarkable history, incredible history. All right, so what are we looking at? All right, so again, for those that went short, guys, on the Nasdaq, if you could hold a longer range target, the second time we loaded the target, it went a full 60 ticks. So those that just go for 50 ticks, guys, well done. Yeah, last time I went to Bali, I was a little bit surprised how much it's changed, actually. It really is it's not the Bali it used to be. Put it that way. Now I'm getting trade alerts, guys, on Japanese yen, Aussie dollar, and oil and Great British pound. They're saying buy all of those, which means we should be selling. Now let's just see what these guys do. So those trade alerts, guys, are coming out on Telegram. They're going very, very well at the moment. So we're doing our final test into those, bringing on all of the currency pairs from around the world. So all the Forex traders are also going to get alerted as to what's going on. At this stage, guys, I wanted to see buying inside the new hour. Buying inside the new hour. As it turns out, we've got selling inside the new hour. So that's okay. What we're going to have to do is potentially turn our campaign around the other way. As the Fibonacci is going to run from here to here. The Fibonacci is going to run from there to there. Again, if I was going to go long, guys, I would love to see, you know, a push down. That would be really good fun. Some of you did pick up those deltas there on the opening candle. That was the trade of the day, guys. We even got to talk about it for at least 10 minutes before it occurred. So that was actually good fun. Eddie, you went long on those deltas. What result did you end up getting from the top? Because I imagine it was probably pretty good. That would have been pretty good. Eddie, yeah. But you went. So did you get a reasonable result? Well, I trust it was probably very good. So that will be our trade of the day, guys. Those deltas there, or this little delta we picked on up the top here a number of times. As I do trades of the day every day on YouTube. So they will be the most obvious trades. I was expecting the Nazi to buy a little bit higher so we could pick up all of the same reversals again. But that hasn't occurred. So we'll trade what we see, not what we think. Okay, let's have a look. I am okay. For the FTX traders, we may be about to pick up a very, very acceptable trade. So what I want is I would absolutely love, let me get rid of that Fibonacci for a moment. I would love the buyers. I would love the buyers to push up. Okay, I would love the buyers to push up. It would be amazing if the buyers got above this high point just there. So if we get above that high point just there, okay, I'm targeting, even if we double touch, guys, even if we double touch that point, okay, my first trade is that red, that V2 over there, guys, at 391. Sorry, I've got lost for words there. So I want the buyers to push up, guys. I want the buyers to push up a little bit further, guys, a little bit further. They've certainly got the fuel in the tank. That's good. So I want the buyers to push up here. I do want them, guys, to get above this line, or at least touch the line would be absolutely fantastic. Come on, just push a little bit higher. Come on, just let them come, guys. Let them come to you. We're in the last 90 seconds of the candle. So it would be really lovely if the buyers push up, guys, and then ultimately push up, create a higher high. And then I'm looking to try and pick up that V2 Delta short over there. I see if we push up a little bit, don't you go without us, please. This could roll over into a really, really lovely trade. Okay, could roll over into a really lovely trade. Again, I want the higher high, guys, so I've got a new risk point. Come on, in 40 seconds, that's it, thank you. In 40 seconds, please come up. Okay, that's all I need for these guys to do. So for the junior traders and the senior traders, 28 seconds from now, I'm looking to enter at 391 to the downside. All right, so 391 is a sell. Let me just watch what they're doing. Okay, so it's a 391. I'm looking for the buyers to do what they're currently doing. This is perfect. So ideally, guys, I want to see a little bit of green, and then we're going to put our order on. Come on, a little bit of green, or you can put your order on now, guys and girls, if you want to. If you're going to go short, guys, at 391, if you're going to go short at 391, then what we're looking for is a 5-point first target and risk control point. I would love to see a little bit of green, guys, a little bit of green. Come on. They don't have to show the green, guys. All right, they're not going to show the green. If you are short at 391 on FDAX, guys, your first target is 386. You're already out on your first target. Right, so if you are a turn of the hour trader, guys, you've gone short at 391. Your first target is 386. Guys, your second target can be, you can go short for a 5-point target, a 10-point target, guys. Then we're going for a 25-point target. Andy didn't get picked up. I'm not laughing, mate. I'm not laughing. It's okay because we might get a little bit of buying back above that price point. If we do, it'll be a second entry short. So again, just let them get above. I want to see some green on the candle, Andy. So it'd be lovely to see some green on the candle. As I love a flash of green, we're not going to get it. So if you, again, guys, if you've been picked up a second time short at 391, guys, you're looking for it to go down and pay your first target of 386. All right, you're just almost on that target now. Come on, off you go, bubble. Go on, smack it now. I'd suggest in the next 22 seconds, guys, it's going to have no issue going through 386. Challenge for you, FDAX. Go through. No, you don't want to go just yet. Okay, NASDAQ is setting up an absolutely beautiful short, guys. So NASDAQ setting up a beautiful short. I've got FDAX traders short at 9.1, guys. Their first target is going to be 8.6. All right, so your first target is 8.6, which is just here. Okay, and then second target, guys, will be 10 points, and then we're going to try and get it to roll down to the 25-point mark. Okay. For the NASDAQ traders, guys, you're picking up an incredible series of shorts. If you are a Delta V2 trader, that red diamond Delta, guys, based on the strength of the candle, is a valid trade. If you're waiting for the candle to close, guys, you're waiting for the candle to close and then looking for the trade. FDAX, I would love to see, all right, there's the flash of green, guys. So there's a flash of green on FDAX. Okay, there's a flash of green. What I'm looking for is ideally, guys, a little bit of buying on FDAX. And then we're looking to pick up the sells. Now, let me just see what they're doing. They've retraced back to the 50 fib of the day. So first entry, guys, has gone quite well. The second entry, again, I'm looking to see how these guys respond. Again, you want the buyers to show like they're doing, guys, then you want them to get absolutely drilled. So you want the buyers to be drilled. These guys have gapped up. So what I want, guys, to go short again on the FDAX is I want us to close literally below this 61.8. Right, so that's what I'm looking for. We could potentially fuel the short again. For the NASDAQ traders, guys, who trade deltas when the candle is very strong, you may have already gone short on the NASDAQ. Now, if you have gone short on the NASDAQ, guys, you're looking for a 20-tick first target and risk control point. All right, 20-tick first target and risk control point. There is a box, guys, you can use as a reference as to what they're likely to do. At this stage, the strength of the selling on both US markets, guys, the NASDAQ should be able to sell down to those 76s. And if we sell down to the 76s, guys, obviously brilliant. If you're not going to trade a candle, guys, until the candle closes, You're waiting for the candle to close. You're looking for the buys to then push into the market and then fail and then come back down the other way. Just watching FDAX here. There's my higher high. I want the FDAX to push back down underneath this Fibonacci. Okay, what are they doing? Okay, hold on, what about two? All right, now let me just watch this, guys. I'm just keeping an eye on FDAX because at this stage, if we close, if we close over my the black line, if we close over that 61.8 right there, okay, the buyers are going to see that as a hint that they should be buying. Now, again, we're going to see short range buying. There's the short range buying coming in, and then the sellers are going to drill them off that 76 fib. All right. So what does it mean, guys? It means if you're short on this delta over here, guys, if you're short on the delta over there, it is highly likely that these sellers are going to turn around and push to the downside. I can't send you short again because Dion, well done. You picked up 41 points long on the FDAX. Okay, that is a very, very good trade. And so well done. Well done, well done, well done. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, guys, waiting for the candle to close. As I took my eye off this for a moment, waiting for the candle to close. The delta here, guys, was not able to get down to the 76 fib. So those waiting for the candle to close and then putting your order on, you're waiting for these buyers to retrace, and then you're waiting to sell. If the buyers retrace too far, guys, then we won't be selling the delta. Let me just see what they're doing. Okay, let's just wait and see. Dion, your trade was absolutely immaculate, mate. Well done. Sell, buy, sell. I like people getting big results, guys, because I like literally working out again how I could have traded the market better for you guys today with the intent of making more money. That's always my goal. Now, guys, I've just looked S&P 500. Okay, S&P 500 is selling back into yesterday's high. Right, so that's why the delta short is actually struggling. Now, I should have looked to the downside and seen the S&P 500. I even spoke to you guys this morning about got to be careful about trading the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ when the S&P 500 disagrees because of that volume balance we were talking about earlier, which is still in play. Guys, that volume balance is still in play. Now, for the FDAX traders, we're obviously up around the 76 Fibonacci's. If we got a really, really small candle up here, guys, and we got the FESX closing back under the R1, we're looking to re-enter the delta short. I don't have that yet, guys. I don't have that yet. Just watching what's going on here. Look at NQ 5-minute three-phase complex retracement, 15-minute. Mark, what have I got, mate? 1, 2, yep, 3 selling phases to the downside. The telling thing, guys, the telling thing on NASDAQ, again, I always love waiting for candles to close. Again, I should have seen the S&P 500 straight into yesterday's high. The reason being, guys, the sellers on S&P have given you a 3-phase move. It means the S&P 500 traders could actually be long off yesterday's high going back the other way. All right, now, again, I've missed that trade, guys. That's I'm not having a particularly good day when it comes to missing trades. Now, so I've missed that trade, guys, down the bottom there for the S&P 500. So I do apologize for that. It was really, really, really obvious. I just had my chart shrunk up and I was watching the FDAX to see if we can get the FDAX trade as another trade. Now, for the NASI, you are correct. You've got a 3-phase move to the downside here. Well, so again, if we were to get a buying move, on the S&P, it's probably going to be quite strong on the NASDAQ as well. I'm just watching, guys, because the FDAX, again, very, very fickle today, guys. Quite hard to trade. If we close above the R1 on NASDAQ, guys, and the S&P closes above, we're going to get really, really lovely, strong, efficient candles closing above key market levels. That will be enough to send us to the high side. And sending us to the high side, I'd suggest it's probably going to, let me just check the 30-minute charts. All right, so we are within a whisker. We are within a whisker of triggering the 30-minute longs. It's all about closing over the R1, guys, at this point in time. So if the S&P was to close over the R1, we are going to see some buying. I would suggest that it would be really easy if the Nasdaq, guys, closes over the R1. So if the Nasdaq was to close over the R1, and then we get push, retrace, reject, if that was to occur, then that will actually prove to be quite good fun. If we don't close over the R1, so the Nasdaq has closed, S&P has closed over the R1, the Nasdaq has not. It means I can't send the Nasdaq traders long. Literally, you guys are into the R1. In fact, there'll be a lot of Nasdaq traders who are actually looking for shorts as opposed to looking for longs. S&P, guys, I can't send you long on the S&P until we get agreement from both American markets. Now, what does that mean, guys? There'd be a lot of people on the Nasdaq that are seeing this failure, looking at the S&P, saying, you know what, I'll leave it 5 minutes and then make a decision. Okay, now these buyers are probably going to start to climb in here on the Nasdaq. The S&P 500, clearly it's a sign that they want to buy the market up. So we're not going to sell the Nasdaq down, guys, until we get agreement from both American markets. Now, I have misread. I was very happy to tell you, okay, you've got a 3-phase move here down to yesterday's high. Now, I have not called you long on the S&P 500 because I didn't see that trade. That means, guys, we can't go short on the Nasdaq. We can only go long. And that long there, that delta V2 going the other way, is a classic reversal delta. Okay, absolutely brilliant buy signal there because we can't sell the S&P. We can only buy the Nasdaq. Okay, we can only buy the Nasdaq. Now, at this stage, FDAX, guys, we're not getting anywhere near a static candle that is reversing at this stage. So with the strength coming into the Europeans, guys, I would certainly be very wary about reversing off the R1, guys, on the FDAX until we get a candle closing under the R1. The reason I say that, guys, FESX is well above the R1. Right, so the FDAX is very, very difficult to trade this week. Right? For those that are getting a little bit annoyed by the FDAX, it's proving quite difficult to trade. Mind you, I did miss a trade. Right? So I did miss a trade, so that's my fault. Now for the Nasdaq, guys, again, the S&P 500 is now in charge of the Nasdaq. It's clearly pushing it through its R1, so we're going to have to now look for dual. Look at this. Wow, that reversal delta. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Lockie's not having a very good day, guys. A couple of moving parts today, but I'm not having a particularly good moderating day. Such a blinder start to the week as well. That's all right. That's all right. We'll just wait. As long as we just wait for the market to set up. Now, if both American markets were to burn all their volume, so if both American markets were to blow up all their volume here, as we are looking for shorts right across the board. If the FDAX was to fail as at yesterday's high, come back under the R1, then we're looking for a reversal as well. I don't want the buying deltas, guys, on NASDAQ. Okay, I don't want the buying deltas. I'm happy with a selling delta on NASDAQ going back the other way. Guys, it would be really lovely if we got a complementary selling delta on the S&P at the same time. Okay, let me just watch this. Two one six, 216, 216, 216. Okay. All right, your daily 90. Let me just double check on that, guys, in the background. Okay, so you're running your Fibonacci on that one there. Okay. So what we got here? 16s. Yeah. Okay. I've got an 88.6. That's all right. So guys, no selling delta. So no selling delta on either NASDAQ or S&P 500. Okay. So we're not ready. Like none of the bigger traders, should I say, are ready to sell yet. FDAX, I've gone climactic. So I've gone climactic. That means we should be selling the market down. At this point in time, we don't have any sell signals. If we don't get back under the R1 or yesterday's high, then we are not going to pick up a trade. These guys have, so they're not in a daily move. They're not in that move. Let me just double check. Okay. Okay, 30-minute chart swing trigger long. I'd suggest that's what we're dealing with at this point in time. So for the fancy that, look at the Fibonacci. So guys, if we pick up a V2, a version 2 delta short, which is a red diamond delta, you will find that the institutions are starting to notice the failure here on behalf of the buyers. So if we do pick that up, nice, if we do pick that up, provided it's within your risk profile, there is one right there, guys, on the chart at double check. Guys, it's on the chart at 205. So if you are going to sell the NASDAQ, guys, at 205, what you want is you want to be able to carry the risk. No problem with that at all. As your risk control point, I'll draw it on the chart for you here. Okay, is literally 2200 is your first target and your risk control point. Now, guys, you can only take this NASDAQ trade provided you can hold the risk. Okay, now there's a fair bit of risk on this NASDAQ trade. So what we're looking at is we're looking at the potential for both US markets to fail to the high side at key Fibonacci, turn around and come back the other way. If you're a little bit nervous about taking the trade, guys, just wait for the Europeans and the Americans to agree at the same time. Now, I would suggest, based on the fact the buyers have just been punished heavily twice, that if you are short at 205, guys, your first target is literally 2200, a 20 tick first target. You're through your 20 tick first target. Guys, if you are going to go for a longer range target, guys, please control your risk on your long range targets. Okay, please control your risk. There's no money at risk on this trade now, guys. So if you've gone short, it's only $100 US target. So Akito's got that one, guys, as well. So she's becoming the master of I can't trade up, I can only trade down, and nailing these deltas. Right? So that's good fun. If I was short on this one, guys, based on the increased volatility, we're looking for a 20 and a 50 tick target. Guys, you're just on 50 ticks now. If this is your thing, okay, Carlene, well done. Andy, nice work, well done. Finally, guys, we've got agreement between the US market simultaneously. I know it's taken 1 hour and 20 minutes, but we've got some really lovely agreement, making them very easy to trade. All right, so if you are short, guys, at 205, junior traders, you've gone short for 200. Senior traders, you've gone short for 92.5, which is a 50 tick target. Some of you have gone short for 20s, 50s, and whatever you can get your hands on. There will be a really lovely target, guys, just above the R1 by about 8 ticks. Okay, so a really lovely target. In fact, let me bring this line across. That's actually going to end up being a really lovely target for the slightly more senior traders. So if you are short, guys, on NASDAQ, if you didn't mind waiting for the push up before you picked up the V2 short, you've gone 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 ticks into profit already. The longer range target, guys, is a 60, 70. It's an 80 tick target. Some of you may be trying to go short for longer than that based on the 15-minute charts. But I would suggest at this stage, guys, that you have no risk on your longer range targets, please. Okay, no risk on the longer range targets, and we'll see what we come up with. What have I got here? Guys, we've actually developed a new indicator for you. Steve's talking about the 200 SMA, guys, really, really reliable level. We have a new indicator ready to go for you guys that projects the 200 SMA from the daily chart onto your 5-minute chart. So you actually don't need to go and look at the daily chart. It'll actually project it all for you. Both EMA and SMA, mate. Oh yeah, EMA and SMA, we've got both of them. You can do whichever you want. So kind of good fun. Yeah. kind of good fun. So what we've got, guys, is, again, we've got a failure at a really, really key level here. So the 90% Fibonacci, again, we've caught them at the 90. That's Steve's favorite number. Guys, we waited for the buyers to push up violently and fail badly. And all we've just done is join the sellers on the way back down. All right, so absolutely brilliant. For the FDAX traders, we're waiting for exactly the same style of signal, guys, and we just haven't got it. So for the FDAX traders, today is a little bit painful. Cole, yeah, golden ambush. Yeah, it's really, really good for currency trading, guys. Really, really good for currency trading. For those that like Forex. I like Forex, I just don't like it through Forex brokers. Obviously, big difference. Now, for the Europeans, guys, again, what are they up to today? It is a French bank holiday, so the Germans might be a little bit annoyed by that. I would suggest the reason the FDAX is a little bit difficult today is simply because we've got a disagreement between the FESX guys and the FDAX. So again, guys, we've had a couple of little trades. We've had a loss. I did miss a really, really lovely trade here, guys. A really lovely trade that hammered its targets. That is my fault. That is my fault. And then we've basically picked up the turn of the hour. They decided to buy back up into these resistance zones, and then they broke through and ran to the high side. So I'll do a bit of a review, guys, on why the FDAX did what it did today. I'll do that after the Platinum webinar. So, guys, we are doing our launch webinar for Platinum tonight. If anybody wants to come, guys, if you haven't registered, I can flick you the link for that. I'm going to be coming back into the charts, guys, during that webinar and talking about how we could have traded today better. Guys, I often spend time after an LTR session saying, all right, we did well, but how could we have done better? I think it's a really good way of debriefing, guys, what's gone on. But for the NASDAQ traders, I believe you've done okay today, guys, which is brilliant. Steve, you've got an NQ of 1 times 32, 1 times 102. And you've got 4 runners. Okay, you got 4 runners running short. Okay, mate, that is fantastic. That is fantastic, right? That is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So let's hope, guys, we do see a really, really lovely sell down, guys, for young Steve. For the DAXI traders, your volume is okay at the moment. What we would need, if we're going to pick up a short, guys, we'd need to close below yesterday's high. We also need to close below the R1. Okay, at this point in time, we are not doing that. Yeah, we're not doing that. So that's okay, guys. If we've had a quiet day on FDAX today, we'll probably get a really good one tomorrow. Now, does anybody need the link for Platinum tonight, guys? Is everybody, most people that want to come and have a look are already registered. Does anybody need that, guys? Anybody need that? We've got, guys, at this stage, we've got 12 places on the program. We've got around 30 people registered for the webinar already. Elizabeth, look, what I'll do, guys, I'm going to give you I'll just send everybody the link anyway. Guys, it starts in 30 minutes from now. So it starts in 30 minutes from now. Again, I will be jumping into the charts, guys. I want to do some US Open work with you. So I'll go and grab that for you now. And off we go. Rowdy, thank you for the feedback. Today was quite difficult, guys, quite complex trading. The reason being is Europe is clearly not agreeing with the US. Normally it does. But look, the NASDAQ traders, you guys have had probably 6 to 7. You had this delta opportunity 3 times. You had the older reversal signal 3 times. I missed this long, which is again because I missed the pivot on the S&P, which was my fault. And then we picked up a short. So we're not doing too bad. FDAX, we did have a loss though. So again, we'll have to go and get that money back. Which is what we do. So Rowdy, I appreciate the feedback. Guys, if you do want to come along and have a powwow on the Platinum webinar tonight, guys, starts in 30 minutes after the live trading room. There's the link, guys, if you want to come along and say good day. We're off to Bali for 6 days, guys, to do nothing but trade, which I think will be really exciting. So if you do want to come along, guys, please do. And TTP, guys, we've got Celine today. So Celine may be coming back online any second.
I am
Oh, there you
online.
are.
Bad
Okay.
news, you still can't see me. We're experiencing some technical issues still here at the studio. But the good news, I assume you guys had a very pleasant webinar and you have another one to catch in 30 minutes. So, guys, we won't take much of your time anymore. I trust Lachlan did an amazing job. So, thanks everyone for joining us. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this time next week, you'll be able to see our faces back online.
Celine, guys, absolutely. So it looks like Zoom is creating problems for everybody all around the world, but that's okay. What's the bet? It happens in my webinar in 30 minutes, but that's all
No,
right.
hopefully we
So,
won't pass the bad luck onto you or all the best for
no,
your next one.
absolutely not.
And
So
we'll
look,
catch you
Celine,
guys
as a
next week, hopefully. And yeah, see
yes.
you in the next one. Have a good day, everyone.